Good morning, traders. Hello, everybody. Look, it's just me. Carlos is missing in action. We hope everything's fine with him. And oh my God. And hopefully my computer stays active because all the screens went blank. Here we go. We're back. Okay. Hopefully you guys can all hear me in the chat room, and we're good to go. We got a busy morning this. Oh, geez. You know what? A busy morning this morning. And I actually forgot to do some of my homework as well. So we're running rough here this morning because I did not update the economic calendar. But the good news is there is nothing on it. We really have no economic information to tell you about today. It's a quiet day out there. However, unlike yesterday, look at our gappers list. We've got a lot of stuff on it. That gappers list is just chock full. The gappers list. The gappers list. Anyway, there it is. I'm trying to do my voice activated commands here, and it was moving slow. All right, hold on. Let me just move this over. We can get it straight. Look, the gappers list is full of stuff. We got lots of stuff on the gappers list here this morning, so we need to start taking a look at it because while there's no economic data, because you all know we're waiting for the big number. By the way, on the economic front, we talked about this before, where we are really looking for this rate announcement that's coming out on the 18th of September. So next week, we get this rate announcement. And the sentiment has been moving all over the place. If you're in with Engineering the Markets, I saw it come up on the screen, so I know Jared was talking about it. The sentiment has been moving all over. So whereas yesterday, well, yeah, even was it just yesterday? Monday, yeah, just yesterday. It was as much as almost 60% to a half point cut. Now we've shifted all the way back over to now we're like 73% on a quarter point and only 27% on a half point cut. So we are really sort of moving that sentiment closer to the smaller rate cut, which means that's sort of good. It means the markets probably won't go as crazy when they open, but on the 18th or when the rate is announced. But it does mean we still have to stay focused here in the markets because anything could happen, right? People are positioning heavily. So we saw some of that movement yesterday, which led to some pretty cool trading. Look, Carlos, he's alive.
Hey, good morning, Peter. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? We were worried about you.
No, man, I'm good. I'm good. Just setting up in this new place here, and then every time you take these computers down and install them again, with all the cables and wires that we handle here, it's just messy. It never works out the first time nice and smooth. So some technical issues today. It also might be very echoey because I have no furniture here whatsoever. It's just a room that's just a computer desk. So it's going to be very echoey until I sound treat this thing. I'll get some furniture in here. So bear with us.
There's a big echo. We can hear it. Sounds like you're coming from your jail cell. So.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a way to fix that a little bit, so I'll try to do some of that. But yeah, it's gonna be a little crappy here for a bit. All right, friends, let's get to it here. Wow, gappers list. What is going on? That is massive.
Unlike yesterday, right, where we had nothing on it. Today, it's chock full.
Yeah. Just like Carlos is in a church. It sounds like I'm coming from a church. Yeah.
There you go.
Apologies, man. I hate bad sound. People could deal with ugly audio and our ugly mugs, but bad sound is that's not acceptable. So we'll get it fixed as soon as possible. All right, friends. Peter, have you gone to the economic calendar? Sorry for joining late.
There's nothing on it, so we had nothing to show. There's literally no economic data for today.
All right. Okay. So, friends, let's go through this gappers list this morning, starting with the first one on here, VRDN. It is up 16% this morning, 2.7 million shares traded. And I don't like it, but it is moving today. So it's got to be some news on it, Peter.
Yeah, this is it's like a Monday play, right? It's called Viridian Therapeutics, so it's another biotech that has clinical trial results. This is actually a late stage phase 3 trial that has good positive results for their drug called Veligrotug. Weird name, Veligrotug. I don't know. Anyways, it's for thyroid eye disease, not one of the popular diseases. But if you've got it, I'm sure you love the fact that this drug is doing well in trials. But that's what's moving the stock.
All right. So again, I don't like the daily on this one. I don't like the pre-market right now either. So we will definitely skip on that one. Okay. Next on here is AVNT. I'll try to talk too loud because a lot I could hear the echo. That's how bad it is. I could hear it myself. So that is it's so strange to talk like that. AVNT this morning, guys. We are not supposed to look at this, so we'll move on down to the next one. TW. Let me be a little more specific. When we say we're not supposed to look at this, I'm meaning that we know our gappers list has some issues. Our developers are working very hard to fix it. So, example, this one on here has no volume, has not traded any shares this morning. It should not be on this gappers list, right? So, there's a few on there. We're going to skip very quickly. Is either the volume is not where it's supposed to be for our set minimums that we're looking for, 200,000 or plus, or it's not gapping up 2 or more%. So, it wouldn't be something we would look at. So, we'll skip on that one. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a lot of them. It looks like CNO will skip. CNO is no good.
I'm
AXS.
getting ahead of you,
All
Carlos.
right.
You can
All
go all the
right.
way
This
down
is
to
bad.
Oracle.
Yeah.
It's the first one that we want to look at.
I figure it's the first actual company that
Yeah.
we know that we actually think is going to be something going on here. We are up 8.4 and Oracle, guys, 477,000 shares traded. Peter, that's a good pop for them today. What's going on with them?
Yeah, they were the only one that we were watching after the close yesterday. They had earnings. We're sort of late in this earnings season, but they were out of the gate with some positive top and bottom line numbers. They also, interesting news this morning, one of their suppliers, sort of a mid-tier supplier for them, so not like one of their biggest ones, a company called Excel Alpha. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Excel Alpha. Anyways, is going to be acquired by IBM, which would be a competitor to Oracle in some respects, but not a, it's sort of weird, right? Oracle obviously makes their the CRM type software, backend database management services, which works hand in hand with an IBM platform, for example, and IBM infrastructure. But they do compete in certain areas like AI, and Excel Alpha is an AI player that IBM's scooping up from underneath Oracle. So a little bit of competitive news against them, but overall they're up this morning on the positivity of their earnings. So we'll see what happens with them today. Oracle's a hard one to trade in my experience, even though that it's up 8%, 500,000 shares. I watch it almost every time it has earnings, just because I'm hoping that it's going to be a good day. But it's a tough day trader in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right, I turned on something that should make it better. My voice might be technically enhanced, I guess, but hopefully that makes it better as far as the echo goes. All right, let's take a look here at Oracle. So I don't like it, guys. It is in play. I'll put it on a secondary. So I'm going to put it down here, ORCL. Yep, there it is. Secondary for now. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is in play today, as you mentioned, Peter. Just the difficulty of trading that one could be really annoying at times. Let's see here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them we're skipping over. Even Microsoft, I see on the list, it doesn't even have the volume we would normally expect. Microsoft, interesting news there that they're holding a cybersecurity summit, which they hold these things all the time. This is relatively, I don't know, large summit. What's interesting about this one is this is the very first cybersecurity type of event they've hosted ever since the CrowdStrike outage that we all remember that happened in July, right? And Microsoft actually came out in defense of CrowdStrike, despite the fact that they pushed a very bad update that took down a bunch of businesses. So it'll be interesting just to see if we get any news articles this morning, whether Microsoft addresses it or not. Probably not going to move the stock today, but it's got a few more eyes from the media on it than normal just because of that event.
Gotcha. All right, friends. That's that one. What else we have on here? Oh, look at that. Half our list disappeared, and man, this is fun.
I know
All right, let's
it's
take a look at
pretty
this. Is fun.
dynamic here.
This is yeah. SNDX. No. JCI. No. XP. Nope. And CLCO. No. All right, we'll move on.
We there we go. Yeah,
Anything else you want to talk
we need
about
a
that's
garbage
gap enough
truck
for
for
you?
the whole list. We just
Yeah, this the
yeah.
whole entire. Yeah.
Yeah, garbage the whole dang thing. I don't. I mean, the only ones I would mention the semiconductor sector. I would say moving up this morning after a pretty good day of movement yesterday. I mean, it wasn't a great day for gains. It's not like it went very far, but I thought they moved well. Nvidia especially had a good sort of trading day yesterday. AMD was not bad, but not as good as in Nvidia. I think they're going to be in play again today, and I see it's moving up 1.2% already on Nvidia with its usual 5 million shares. That volume has really ramped up over the last the pre-market volume over the last what 2 months or so. Carlos, remember we
Yeah.
used to like if we got a million shares on Nvidia, that was pretty good. I guess
Oh,
post split,
yeah.
it's sort of the same volume, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, the volume's been a lot higher. So
It's
I'm not
been
complaining.
massive. I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. 4.9 is not bad. Actually, the lowest I've seen since I got back has been 10, 12, 9. It's been insane. Well, actually, we might be there by the time the show is over. So, yeah, it's been insane. NVIDIA's on my list. Meta was another one that was very active yesterday as well. So I might be looking at that one. I'm going to put that one on my secondary. And we'll look at, like you mentioned, our usual suspects are good ones because I don't trust this list, the gap down either. We'll look at the top 5, and that's about it. I'm not going to go through too much garbage here. So that shouldn't be on here. AMG, no. BKU. All right, let's start making a fools of ourselves here. Peter, anything else you like as far as the gap down?
Ugh. Yeah, the whole gap down list I pretty much rejected. There was nothing on there that I liked at all. From my regular list, I noticed Apple is gapping down. Yesterday afternoon, they released their information about the new iPhone. So they're always coming out with a new phone every year, I guess, right? You got to keep it all fresh. I'm using that
Yeah.
lightly because, frankly, the new iPhone doesn't look much different than the old iPhone, other than apparently the screen is marginally larger, and they've added some. They've stolen a couple of features from the Android side of the house, where you could do dynamic erasing of images on a photograph. If you want to crop people out and stuff. But other than that, it's the usual from Apple, right? Minor changes, big price increase, go buy. Yeah, their
Yeah.
stock sort of did a. If you look, you can sort of tell. I mean, you look at yesterday's chart. You can pretty much tell when they had the press conference for the iPhone come out, and that people were not impressed. We were sort of trending up until when 1 o'clock, right? And you can see it. It dropped immediately, and then everybody's like, all right, well, I guess. And then it came back a little bit. So, yeah, it was. But look at how red it was right after they announced sort of they started their whatever their you know event to release it. Like it was just like
Yeah.
all the candles were red all the way down, and then everybody said, "Okay, let's calm down." And Apple sort of made a little bit of a recovery. But anyways, there.
Yeah.
Oh, is
I,
that
I
there? It
like
is.
some of the Yeah, I like some of the new features they have. I like this button here with the camera. That's pretty cool. But again, it's not much
Yeah.
change. But why would you change it, right? This phone works. Like the layout, the design. Why fix something that's not broken? Apple just has to come out with a new phone to take your money every year, right? So they're not going to change big things. It just works, right? So just got to find slight changes to make it different. Like I like this camera button. That was pretty cool. Other than that, everything else is the same that we have been hearing and seeing for years now. And I mentioned it before, Peter. How much can you add to this, right? How much can you make a phone
Well,
do? I think we've reached its
Brent and I were
limit as
talking
far as the
about this.
design.
Yeah, Brent and I were talking about this pre-market, like before we came on, and we said, I'm surprised they haven't started to steal some of the features from their competitors. Isn't that like a proud tradition in tech? You steal the best features and make them your own. Maybe they're having trouble developing the technology, but I personally think that the phones that fold out and create like a giant screen are pretty darn cool. I'm just not prepared to go to Android to get that. But if imagine an iPhone function that basically
Yeah, you
became
will
an
get that.
iPad.
Yeah, yeah,
No. But an iPhone that became an iPad, like that's a $2,000 item right there. If they were able to come up with that, I honestly think they could. That would
yeah.
be the iPhone 6. There you go.
I think you should come
But
over to
anyways,
Android. Android is great. You'll
and
like it
no,
once you transfer over.
I'm not going to do it. Android is just too difficult to use. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't like the
But
idea about flip phone or like taking it out and just having it right on there. But you're right. Some people might like that. I just don't know how big that market is. How much are these do we do? I don't see. Of any of my friends, and I have very few friends that have Android phones. I don't know anyone that has a flip phone. Those, I've seen those Samsung one that feels like a tablet basically. I haven't
yeah,
seen one, so I don't think it's that popular. But I'm not sure. I don't know the numbers behind it.
I don't,
But
and
I'll
I
be
don't know
getting
why.
this
I
one.
mean, I'd be worried about the durability, but other than that, they're super cool. Like I've seen them in airports many a time, and those fold-out
Mhm.
phones are like ultra cool. But they are so expensive. Like the ones that I've seen that I would actually buy, because they're about the size of my large iPhone, but then they fold out to be twice the screen. It's like carrying a TV in your pocket. It's awesome, man. I,
Yeah.
I I picture having that on a plane, right? Sit and watch movies on that. You get a full size screen. I mean, I don't know how long the battery lasts when you're doing that, but anyways, I love the idea. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool. I like the buttons are nice, but nothing's gonna change. This phone just works. So I'll be upgrading from a 13, and I'll be upgrading to this one. It's got some pretty cool stuff. All right, let's Apple's on the list, guys. We'll see what it does today. We should expect some action out of it. You guys remember last time they had their development uh, um, announcements, right, for their programmers.
yeah,
That day of it sank, and then the day after it just took off, and I believe it hit all-time highs. It was just insane. Was it over here in
yeah,
June? I believe it was here. It's a massive
yeah.
move. Not saying that's going to happen today, but it might be worth
No.
taking a look at to see how it plays out.
I got lost in all the phone talk, but the other one is one of our other favorites, Tesla. Tesla,
Hmm.
interesting. Deutsche Bank. I didn't know that they had stopped covering them, but as an analyst, but they've officially resumed their coverage on Tesla and given them a buy rating with a $295 target. Most analysts have their expected price target somewhere between two and a quarter and $300. Usually the lower ends. What's interesting, the Deutsche Bank has come out and said that they think a 295 is the right target. So I don't know if that's good enough to move the needle on Tesla, but it's as long as Tesla moves up or down, I'm happy. So I'll keep an eye on that probably today as well. And Carlos, are you talking on mute?
I am. Something is disconnecting my sound and freezing my camera. I don't know what it is, but it's working again. I got to figure that out. Um, yeah. So yeah, I like Tesla. It's going to be on my list again. 1.2 million shares traded, up 1.6. That's going to be fun to look at today as well. All right, let's head over to the gap. How about gapping down, Peter? Anything that you like? I'm not going to go through this list because it's just
No,
what you know what it is. But anything else?
No, I got nothing. I mean, the only I don't like it, but the only one I'd mentioned, Boeing. We were looking at news on Boeing yesterday, if you remember. News didn't actually end up resulting in much activity in Boeing. It didn't really move much yesterday. Yeah, I noticed it's marginally down this morning, so probably still not in play. The one that I was surprised at yesterday, that maybe I'll just mention at the end here again, not moving much, was American Airlines. American Airlines was dropped from. Remember, we had a couple of additions to the S&P 500 and a couple that were dropped. American Airlines is the biggest one, I guess, that was dropped from the S&P 500, and it didn't really
Yeah.
move much. I mean, it did have sort of a downish type day yesterday, but it wasn't. None of them actually moved as much as I expected. Keeping an eye on all those. If you remember, we had what was it? Palantir, PLTR, and Dell that were added, and it wasn't, there's a little more volume than normal, but no, not heavily directional. So that was sort of disappointing. But I ended up watching other things. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
I got, Carlos. It's said surprisingly quiet, considering how many things were sitting on our gappers list. But as you said, we had to reject a lot of them. So, but we could still get a nice day because at least we'll get a nice calm, maybe some smooth trading today. I look forward to that.
Yeah, pretty quiet. Let's take a look at what our members like, and we all know what the big event tonight is, the debate, right? So we'll see how that
The
plays out and if that
debate.
can move the market. Oh yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait, man. It's gonna be get the popcorn ready. It's gonna be fun. Two big things happening tonight. That and Thor. I think they're at the same time. Hopefully not. But if they are, if you're not in this country, do not watch the debate and embarrass yourself and make us feel embarrassed here. Go watch Thor. What time is the Beverage Traders thing? It's at 8. The debate. What time is the debate, Peter? Do you know? I know you're in Canada, but you like the US
I
already.
do not know. 9 o'clock, maybe. I think it's because
Is
that's
it
when the
9?
last one came out. 9 Eastern, I would think. I think it was like 9 to 11 last time. Because
Uh,
remember, I was in Vancouver. Oh, you weren't with us. We were in Vancouver and we were watching it. And it was, yeah, I think it was 6 when we were eating dinner and watching
yeah,
it.
nice.
I,
Charlie's
I see
saying
one of our
9.
members.
I can't find it online, but yeah, we'll check for that. 9 is good because that means you can watch Thor at 8, and then we go straight to that to the debate. You were saying, Peter, somebody in the chat room?
Yeah, they're mentioning Alibaba, BA Baba, is has some news today. They're actually interesting. They're going to be included on China's mainland stock exchanges. So they're now officially a multi exchange traded stock. Which it always comes with complications. So Baba may start to trade a little less favorably here in North America now that it's listed on multiple exchanges. That tends to cause some problems. I do like how the headline is Alibaba jumps 4% on its addition to the mainland stock connect scheme. As soon as you're in a scheme, that's not usually a good thing, right? Like, doesn't scheme
Mm-hmm.
imply to you you're doing something nefarious? You're doing something
Sounds
bad.
negative. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does sound negative to me. So, anyways, but they are they completed their they had to go through a 3 year recertification to get listed, and they're now listed on the Stock Connect scheme, which is the official name of this process that China has created. So I don't know, maybe it's just that translation. I'm sure it sounds better in Chinese.
Could be. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It might sound much better. Um, all right, friends. That is Baba. We are moving here up 2.7 at the moment, 488,000 shares traded. Might be worth putting on deck. We'll see what happens. I'm going to put it on here. Baba. Again, just because we have the space normally, we'll have more stuff to watch. But right now, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, and Baba. All right, guys, let's see what else you guys like this morning. Let's go over to our chats. What do we have? BBT for life, PLTR. See a lot of comments here, but nothing with tickers besides PLTR. Let's take a look at that one. Man, that was explosive yesterday. So hopefully you guys took advantage of that. That was on our list. We knew it was in play. We loved the gap up. We loved the volume. We loved the news. And I probably one of the tickers that benefited the most out of getting added or listed from the 4 that were done yesterday. This was probably the biggest one, right? You can see here how well that traded. Because if you look at Dell, Dell doesn't care. It's trades horrible. But POTR is a little bit, yeah, they don't care if they're on or not. They could probably care less. But POTR does care, the smaller company. And you can see here they are rocked it yesterday. So could be fun to watch it today for a second day play as they continue enjoying this news here and just pushing higher. So POTR on deck this morning. What else, friends? This is all we have. I think so. Very slow day. Very quiet day. You guys on YouTube are quiet. In our chat, we're quiet. Amazon, let's take a look. Amazon this morning. Let's
Yeah,
see
I
what's
saw
happening
mention of
here.
Amazon.
I like uh I like the data on Amazon. You can see we've been doing this kind of back and forth here, and we're back at the top of the range here today. So that could be interesting. Volume 357, 54,000 up 1.2. I'll put in a secondary. I might move that up though. So we'll see how that goes. I'm actually moved Baba down. And yeah, I'm gonna do that. Amazon, I like Amazon much better than I will like Baba today. So Amazon up here and Baba on the secondary. All right,
Apparently,
excellent.
Amazon
Friends,
is sending a shot across the bow of Walmart as they continue their move into the grocery side. If you remember, about 2, maybe 3 years ago, Amazon went and bought Whole Foods, which is sort of at the top end of the food chain. But their Amazon Prime Club, I guess, I think that's only available in the US because I haven't seen it here, where they're and the Amazon Saver program where you can buy discount groceries is taken on Walmart's grocery dominance in the US. Walmart, in turn, of course, took on groceries from all the regional players, being, very quickly becoming the largest U.S.-based national provider of grocery services once they expanded into that. So, yeah, we'll see. It's, even if you're Walmart, you got to be worried when Amazon, sort of steps into your backyard more heavily and tells them
But
they're coming
are they
through.
buying more? Are they buying anybody else besides Whole Foods? I know they bought Whole Foods. Are they buying somebody else, another retail grocery?
No, it looks like
Uh,
they're building the rest themselves. A lot of their grocery
okay,
delivery, as far as I can tell, I mean, they might have made some smaller acquisitions, but they are, it looks like they're sort of building it up on their own, which, let's face it, right? We know that they've got distribution. We know that they've got warehousing. Doing fresh product is a lot different than storing stuff that doesn't go bad. So there is a little bit of an adjustment
yeah,
there. But yeah, I'm sort of surprised. I think Amazon did buy a food service company, like, one of those home meal kit companies, maybe just for their expertise, so they could build it out. But I can't remember what that was. It sounds vaguely familiar. If anybody out there remembers what that was, it was one of the smaller players. I think they were New York based, but New York had like, Carlos, I don't know if it feels like New
hundreds.
York had like 100 of these food kit delivery
Hundreds.
services.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
We have a
they're
ton,
everywhere.
which makes sense here, which makes a lot of sense here given the population.
Yes.
Fresh Direct sounds like a name that they will probably own. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see that being a direct competition, because if you look at the people that buy at Whole Foods, and I got one nearby, so I know the prices very well.
Right.
And you see the Walmart people that buy, there's very
Yeah.
two different clientels. The
Oh,
chicken here and the
absolutely.
chicken here are very different prices. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
These people are not going to go
Walmart
here to
shoppers
buy.
Walmart shoppers are looking
Yeah,
for the 99-cent loaf of bread, and Whole Food shoppers are paying $18.99 for the special gluten-free raw seed pumpkin spice bread. So yeah, it's a very different audience. So
oh yeah, very different. All right, friends, let's get to our calendar for today. It is Tuesday, so we have Thor, man. I'm looking forward to it. I was reading the title yesterday on the onboarding class. We had a great onboarding class yesterday, by the way. Thank you guys for joining us. And man, the title today is interesting. I don't think I've seen this webinar before, so I am looking forward to that today. So over to webinars on availabletrace.com, and you can always see what's happening for the next 2 days. But Peter will walk you through this evening.
yeah, and as you said, we're excited tonight because it is a special edition of Thor. Thor's going to be on at 8 o'clock, so he can get you ready for those presidential debates. No, that's not what he's doing, but it's a good warm-up act. I'm sure that it'll be mentioned, but he's going to be focusing on how you can get to day trading excellence using edgeful statistics. What does that mean? Well, you better join that webinar tonight, and you can find out. You need to be an elite member, but if you are, then that webinar is going to be fantastic. Thor always puts on a great show, a great event, and he's going to be ready tonight. He's busy this week. He's in trading for Andrew at the Open, so he'll be here live with you at 9:30, and I'm sure can tell you a little bit more about that webinar. In fact, we'll prompt him to give us a little bit of a sneak peek, maybe, but that should be pretty exciting. Next week, we're also excited for that one because we have the tax webinar that so many people have been waiting for. Taxes are tough to deal with. Hopefully, you've got so many profits in your trading, you need to figure out how to manage it tax-wise, right? Well, but it's good to plan ahead, whether it's there or not. Either way, Tuesday, September 17th, next Tuesday, we're going to have our tax webinar with Joey and Dave. We'll be on at 8 o'clock. So we got 2 weeks of great webinars. So hopefully you will put those in your calendar and be there for them. If you want information on the markets, I am always going to send you the same place. You should know what I'm about to say. It's tradingterminal.com. It's the place to go. So check it out. You can get all the details. The calendar of events is good. The fundamental information is good. If you want the news, it's in there as well. I like going to the fundamental page and then checking the news out from there because it'll give you all the raw details you need about the stock, and then you can get the news down below. So it really gives you lots of cool stuff and information on what's happening with the stock. So check out tradingterminal.com. Carlos, we're running pretty early because the list was fairly light, but we can set a couple of levels and get moving. I just noticed HPE. Why did that jump on our list? Hold on here. Wow. That's not normally on our list. On the gap down list, Hewlett Packard just jumped on the list. Looks like they've got I see. They've got a secondary offering that they've put out there. So 1.35 billion mandatory convertible preferred stock offering they're doing to fund their acquisition of Juniper Networks. So JNPR was that ticker symbol. HPE bought them out, and they I guess are mandated to have to sell 1.3 billion in convertible preferred stock. So that's why it's gapping down. I wonder if HPE is going to be tradable. It's not usually.
Yeah, not one of my favorites for sure. It's on here, but we'll see. It's a big gap down though, 4.8, coming off a previous big gap down from 19 almost down to 17. So I'm not sure what's driving that. But this could have been yesterday, man. You started making fun of their equipment, their old HP printer that show there. So maybe this kind of bank stock.
Did I do that?
Yeah, that sounds like something you did there.
Whoops.
All right, friends. Yeah. We're running early. We'll run some levels here, and then we'll come back and see what else is moving. I mean, yesterday we had very little stocks. I think I had like 4 or 5 on my list, and they all did very, very well. We had PLTR, we had, I believe, NVIDIA, we have Meta, and they all did very good. So, and we had Mara. Let's not forget Mara. Mara was awesome yesterday. So we had a very short list, and it was focused, and we took advantage of that. So if you look at Mara here, beautiful breakout yesterday. So worth putting on the second. Yeah, Mara was great, man. My list was awesome. I had 4, and they all did amazing. I didn't trade all of them, but they all did very, very good. So, less is it's not bad if they can trade well. Look at NVIDIA go here, guys. Volume is coming in 1.5, looking to break higher. Yeah, I like that. So let's see here. NVIDIA, friends, right now, our highs and lows of the last 2 trading days are doing an amazing job towards the bottom. We do not need to add anything else. That looks awesome. We can mark down the low of the pre-market there just to have that. But overall, towards the bottom, this base we're building here has tons of support levels. So you do not need to add anything else. If we look towards the top here, we have our pre-market high being tested towards the high of 2 days ago, which is going to be right over here. So you have that marked already. Above that, in case you do keep going higher, we do have 109.61. And then right up here, we also have 113.06. I think both of those are worth noting down there on NVIDIA. And that's all you really need. Let's take a look at Apple today. Apple, again, just not really moving a whole lot. It did drop yesterday with their events. And again, their events don't really help the stock. I don't think there's been an event where they actually help the stock move higher. I can't remember. It's always down. The following day, you might get a move, but I don't think today's even that type of day. So towards the bottom here, 217.67 is the low of the pre-market. The high is pretty much slamming into 2 days ago's low. So you have that marked as well. And then you do have your highs and lows plus the previous day close doing a good job. So don't need to really add too much on here. Your cover, especially above the price. Below the price, in case you do drop any further, we do have an area right over here at 214.75. And then right over here at 212.12. Again, we'll see how this the stock plays out today when the volume comes in and the market open. It might be a type of quiet day, right? Waiting for a lot of data this week. We got the debate tonight. If Trump does well, the market likes when Trump does well, so that might help it go higher tomorrow. But then more importantly, what's going to trump everything is going to be CPI data tomorrow. That is what everybody's waiting for. So when that comes out, we should have a lot of fun. Towards the bottom here on the Tesla, guys, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing a good job. You're also slamming into the high of the pre-market. It's the high from yesterday. So right over here, you see that. And then we're going to have 224.10. We're going to mark that there. And then towards the top, we're going to do 228.17. So there it is as far as levels for Tesla. Also looking good in the pre-market. Great volume, up 1.6. Let's see if that can continue. Amazon also looking, man, it's a lot of stocks looking good this morning in the pre-market. Amazon up 1.4, 382,000. So again, it's stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. We're just going to get some levels towards the top here to get ourselves covered. 179.93 is a good one, and all the way up here at 181.50. Once you do that, you're set on Amazon. And I like the breakout we're getting right now on it this morning. PLTR, horrible pre-market today, not great, but what a great day yesterday. We had this one on our list as well, and this traded a pretty nice couple of breakouts there towards the high of the day in that early session. Today, low of the pre-market, we're sitting at 34.23, so we'll slam one there. High of the pre-market at the moment is going to be up at 34.93. So once you do that, you're set. This is all-time highs. No, this is not. I made that mistake yesterday too. I think we were higher back in 20 when the IPO, when it just went up for no reason here. Nobody even knew what the stock did, but they would just still wrote it up here to almost 46. So we have a level here at 39.27. That's far out. I don't think we'll get there. We're looking at our weekly now. We're just going to mark some levels in case we do go wild here and decide to push higher. We are ready for that. But there it is, friends. Not as active pre-market as we saw yesterday with their news of being added to the S&P 500. We'll see if that can continue today. And that's my list: Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, and PLTR. I do have some secondary here. I have BABA, which looks good, gap in a 2.6, not better than Amazon, but we'll keep a close eye on that one. We have Oracle as well, and we do have Meta. Oracle could be interesting. I'm gonna keep it on my secondary. We'll do levels for it because this gap up could be really nice. They're either going to take advantage and run here, or we can see this just coming crashing down and back into the gap up that we have here. So 153.76. I have the pre-market, the low is sitting at 150.61. And then if we look here towards the left, we're going to mark down 146.68. And what else do we have? I think that's it. This is all-time highs for Oracle. Oh, it is. Oh, that is it. Let's go back. This company goes back quite some ways here. It is. This is all-time high. So that makes it a little more interesting. All-time highs are sitting at 153.76 from yesterday's after hours high there. So there it is, friends. That is what we have. Let's see what our moderators are looking at. We have a couple already. It's a little bit early. Peter, do you have a rant for us so we can chuck some time off this clock? What do you got for us today? What are you upset about? Who pissed you off this morning? Let's go through
it. Absolutely nobody. I've had a good morning, actually, but I will give you an old man rant just because you asked for it. I don't understand what's happening, but apparently old has happened to me because in the last couple of days, I am just sore everywhere and I've done nothing. It's one of those where you see those like comical videos where it's like, people are like, they get up from the sofa and then, suffer like these tragic injuries. Apparently that's me. I have no idea what I've done. I'm sore in weird places and I don't understand why. So I think it's just old. Sort of like when I went to the eye doctor on Thursday, and I said, look, I think because I'm trading, I'm looking at these monitors all day, and my eyesight's getting worse. And he looked at me and said, "That's not it. Your lifestyle does not change your eyesight. You're just getting old."
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, really? Yeah. He said, "No, you're just getting old." So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, thanks for that. I guess that's the honest truth. So he said, basically, your eyes are crystallizing. The structures happens to everybody in their 50s and 60s, and it's just there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a natural process. I'm like, okay,
don't blame the screens.
Don't blame the screens. Well, it's
there's
good.
A lot of at studies now, Peter, about the blue light, how it's BS kind of. It doesn't hurt your eye. It doesn't. There's a lot of studies coming out now that other people are selling these glasses for computer. It's all BS. It doesn't really help or do anything.
They asked me if I wanted blue light on my reading glasses, and they're like, because they're computer glasses. I'm like, I have no problem seeing my computer screen. It's at the perfect length from the focal length for me, 3.5 feet. It's exactly how far away I can see perfectly. So I don't need. So I said, no blue light for me. And the guy's like, all right, are you sure? I'm like, no, I don't know. I bought some blue light glasses. I'm looking for them here. I don't even know where they are. They're around here somewhere. Here. Yeah. And then I never wear them because I find that, like you said, they don't seem to do anything. And here, you want my blue light glasses. There you go. The blue blocker.
There's actually a lot of studies now recent that they don't do anything. It's all BS, right? But hey, they sell somebody's business.
Although I would like the.
All right, friends.
Do you remember the old NCIS Miami? I did always want a sound when I take off my glasses because that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Speaking of glasses, since we got it's a little bit of time here, yesterday on I saw that whole Apple event. Not live, I saw it after. But one of the things that they did was so stupid. Like they do some stupid stuff. There was a person that walked up to another person with a dog, right? And now you know how you could take a picture of something. Like they have this, you could take a picture of an object or a person or subject, and it'll tell you all about it. So the guy goes up
right.
to the lady that's holding a dog, and instead of asking, "Hey, what kind of breed this is," and having a conversation, he's like, "Let's take a picture." He takes a picture, and then to look up what the dog is. Really? You're not going to take the opportunity to have a conversation with another human being? Where are we going here? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, come on. Nobody's going to actually do that. Peter, you're a dog person. Have you stopped to take a picture of another dog and ask somebody to take a
I've,
picture of a dog?
I've,
That's so
I've
awkward.
never done that. No, I don't
Maybe
think
they do
so.
that in San Francisco. I don't know. But here, that's just not normal behavior.
There's
But yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. That's the joke where they say, I was in a coffee shop the other day, and there was this guy. He was sitting at a table with a coffee, just watching other people. He had no phone or anything, like a psychopath. And instead of, instead, like, wouldn't that have been normal behavior like 20 years ago? Now you see somebody just sitting there with a coffee and not like on their phone. There's got to be something wrong with them, right? They're definitely a psychopath. So,
Or maybe we are the psychopaths that are always on our phones. Who knows? He's probably looking at us like, look at these guys always plugged in. We never know. All right, friends, let's see what our moderators list. We kill some time there because we
yeah.
have our list ready, but let's see what our moderators are looking at here. We have Thor, we have Mike, we have everybody. Peter, you're on here. Similar stats tickers, but let's run through it.
We do, and we've got a lot of commonality, as we usually do. Our moderators like to watch some of the same stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but their trading style could be radically different. You need to make up your own mind and come up with your own list. We just want to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Thor's leading it off with NVIDIA, Tesla, Oracle, and Apple, and of course, some of his futures. Mike's keeping it tight with just Oracle and Tesla. Lenny's going to be watching PLTR, Oracle, HPE, Tesla, and Apple. Jared is watching NVIDIA, Oracle, NEO. Haven't seen that for quite a while. I'm not sure that's going to be a winner, but if he's going to keep an eye on it for us, I'm sure he'll let us know if it does something interesting. NEO tends to be traded by the computers. It can be a tough one, but he'll let us know. I'm going to be watching AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and then keep an eye on Oracle, Apple, and HPE. Everybody seems to like Oracle this morning. We'll see if it lets us down or if it's fun. Megan also watching Oracle with Tesla and NVIDIA. There are no SPACs or IPOs again today. Pretty quiet, but usually it's a quiet month in September. We might pick up in October with maybe some new releases into the market. Phil's going to be watching Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Oracle. And Eamon with a totally different list, watching mRNA, MU, and PLTR. We know that his strategies are different, so the list makes sense, right? He's got some definitive targets, or he wouldn't put them on his list. So hopefully something comes of that. From what we were talking about a minute ago, I can confirm that the presidential debate does start at 9 o'clock Eastern time, so it's perfect timing. You can go to Thor's webinar, watch that, make sure that you're all tooled up and excited about the trading day, and watch the debate and see how you feel after that. I can't guarantee any good feelings after that, but it might be interesting. Grab some popcorn or a heavy drink, whatever you think will get you through it, and you can watch that debate tonight. I'm sure it'll have some market impact tomorrow. We'll talk about that when we get there. So we don't talk politics in the room, but we are interested in how these things affect the market because that affects our trading. So there you go. All right, everybody, that's what we got. Don't forget, we always want you to be trading smart, trade cautiously. There's no need to jump into the market, especially if it's not doing something you like. If you don't have a strategy that's setting up right at the open, don't be afraid to wait. I think my first trade yesterday didn't happen until about 10:20, as often happens. And, it's sometimes I even wait longer than that. So, yeah, don't be shy. Don't be afraid to wait. You can get great trading after the open craziness goes by. Carlos, how about you? I assume you're sticking to your list that we've got at the bottom of the screen here. That looking good for you?
Yeah, I like this list here, man. Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, PLTR, and then we have our secondary, which again, some good stuff can happen out of here. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, friends. That covers the way for and for Brian to come on with Thor. So looking forward to those two guys taking us through the market open. That should be fun. And look at Nvidia just rocking it here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We had a great day yesterday. We didn't think it was going to be as exciting as it was, but our tickers turned out to be very good. Just kind of shows you sometimes the list might not look great at the beginning, and it can turn out to be an amazing day. And actually, Peter, I know you like these type of days when things are a little bit
I
calm,
do.
and then they get going. So it all depends on your trading style. So we'll see how things go here. All right. Let's see. While we wait for Brian, I don't think he's on yet.
Hey,
What mountain
is your
is
your camera
yeah?
movable? I'd love to see around the room. What this echo
It is,
chamber
but
that you're
it's
sitting in?
dead. It's not
Oh,
resetting for whatever
again?
reason. So it keeps freezing. Yeah. So now it's dead. And I got a cable actually. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I did buy a cable, so a cable is set on the
Oh,
camera. But now I'm having it keeps freezing. I wonder if that cable's messing things up. I gotta check that. That might be a problem. But yeah, I got a cable in Best Buy and it doesn't seem to be working properly. So
hmm. Wow. Okay, then we can't
so
see around the room because I want to know
yeah,
how the
it's
renovations have
there's
gone well
nothing.
though, or the
Yeah, I'm
repairs
still
from
missing
the
a
flood.
rug.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still missing a rug. Home Depot messed up the order. I think I told you guys yesterday. So I'm on the actual board. So this is why it's so echoey in here. So I'm on the actual boards. The windows are done, but I need to get the rug and I also need to get the borders on the floor and the windows. Other than that, it's pretty much done. And then I got to bring in furniture, but I'm not doing that because I'm not going to bring in furniture and bring it back out when the rug comes in. So it's just me, my desk, and some lights.
You need to
So
staple those old egg cartons on the wall to get the soundproofing. That's
yeah,
always a classy
exactly.
decorating feature.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear Brian. Good
Yes, he
morning,
is.
sir.
He's
Hey, good
here.
morning. Good morning.
Morning, Brian.
How's everyone doing this morning?
Good.
All right.
Good. You're here
Wonderful.
for a good time, not a long time. I understand this morning, Brian.
Yeah, only going to be here for about 45 minutes of the trading day, and then I've got to take off to the airport. So
Sounds good.
you
Awesome.
will be in good hands because I know we've got some other presenters coming up. NVIDIA's got some nice orders to the upside here.
Yeah,
Oracle's got
Nvidia's
some
been
good
Nvidia
orders.
is
rocking
rocking.
this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
look at that, Carlos. We're hanging out too much. We use the same word.
It is, man.
Yeah.
And even
Teams are
Andrew.
looking
Andrew's
good.
in the room. Andrew's out there, but he is. I assume he's still in. Where was he yesterday?
He's actually
Timbuktu?
texting here.
Kathmandu?
He would trade, but his connection is bad, right? So bad internet connection on his
Yeah.
side. Because he was on yesterday as well in the chat room, but it looks like it's just not good enough for trading. So
He needs a helmet-mounted Starlink connection, and then he could he could just trade wherever he is. He could be climbing the mountain. I
yeah.
want the Starlink mounted on his helmet and a laptop on a harness right in front of him, and then he's
Speaking
good to
of
go.
satellite, did you see the announcement from Apple? They have this satellite messaging now, so you don't have to use cell phone service. So let's say if you go on your hike now, they're gonna have this satellite messaging. That's big right there. If they can get into the service, I mean, I doubt it that they'll allow it, but that's pretty neat. You could disconnect from Wi-Fi and cell phone service and still send a message out to your loved ones. I like that. That's pretty awesome.
I think
Apparently, people are saying it's an
Andrew,
emergency service only, but whatever. That's still
No, I
good.
think it's still being. You could use emergency, but I think you can still send messages as well. So hopefully you can.
Okay.
All right, friends. I'm
I
gonna log
think,
off, guys. Take care. Trade safe.
All right, guys.
Go ahead, Peter.
Yep. Trade smart, everybody, and we'll leave you in the hands of good old Thor and Brian. So have fun this morning, guys.
yeah,
Hey, howdy.
I think, howdy. I think Andrew could probably get his deposit back on that Lambo, and maybe he could. He likes to bet, so why didn't he should go and spend all that money on their improving their infrastructure? Their,
Yeah. I mean, I would say for that kind of money, he could probably at least afford a satellite internet.
Exactly.
Just travel with it, a big
They-
old backpack,
They'd make
and
him
a
an
Sherpa to carry
honorary.
it.
Yeah, they'd make him an honorary citizen of the country. So one thing, Costa Rica has spent a lot of money on their, you can get internet almost everywhere. So he just needs to step up there. And,
yeah, he needs a cyber Sherpa is what
yep,
he needs.
There you go.
Basically, it's a traveling companion. He just carries a giant backpack, just loaded full of Wi-Fi, ready to go.
What are you thinking of the where we're opening on the NQ and ES?
We had ourselves a stinking pretty good rally this morning already. It's hard to get it to know what to do at this point because obviously market looking super strong this morning as far as it rallying. However, that's a big move already. It's basically already moved its ATR today in the pre-market. So, and we're going to need to break out now of the daily ranges in order to keep moving up. So it's just kind of hard to get too excited about that. We are running into there is a large seller sitting on the NQ and the ES up kind of around this area. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. Could we be having a pre-market squeeze, which is like a relief rally so that we can sell some more today? That's possible. It's kind of a wide range. So we might just be range bound today. So maybe we sell off, find a low, and then bounce back up and rally into the close or something like that. Tomorrow is our bigger news. If you go to tradingterminal.com, tomorrow's got our CPI coming out. So, today probably going to be choppier and more rangy because tomorrow will probably bring on the volatility.
Maybe, yeah. I kind of feel like the CPI is going to be almost a mute number. It's probably going to come in line with estimates because we know inflation has been coming down. I don't think there's going to be sort of any surprise in terms of a number that we're going to get.
Agreed.
Oracle's
Oracle just ate through a really big seller that was at 153, and we have one seller at 155 and then a giant buyer at 150, like way down at 150, which is monthly R4. Way down there. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens if we get a gap and crap, where we kind of, thanks YouTube, sorry. But get one of those gap fills where it breaks up and then drops down. Something we're actually going to talk about in our webinar tonight, in the Elite webinar. I'm actually going to do a presentation using a data vendor. And we're actually going to be running certain reports and showing you what it looks like in certain tickers, especially how often they do fill gaps. For instance, if it closed low yesterday and opens high today, how often does that ticker come back to close before it continues moving on? So those kind of stats we're going to be running in, and it'd be interesting to see that one on Oracle right
now. Yeah, so we're trading up into R3 right now, both on the Qs and the SPY. Tesla, what is Tesla looking like here? Well, Tesla's got an order at 220 and another big order, 225.
See, we just started selling on Oracle right after we hit those orders. Let me get my screen up in the BBT room. For those of you out in the YouTube land, we share our screens, our live screens. The screen you're seeing is it's kind of a replicated cool screen that our awesome production guru is handling. So, but in the main BBT room, you can actually see our trading screens and you can see what we're up to and all that fun stuff. So another reason to swing by and hang out with us.
AMP is making a bit of a move. Hey man, what time is it where you are?
A couple minutes till the open.
It must be 11 o'clock at night.
That'd be kind of wild. To trade the market super late.
Okay, we get less than 2 minutes.
That's me, Javier. I'm sorry.
PLTR's got a big order at 35. Still got the swing trade on PLTR. If you're following my swing trades and my swing trade videos on the weekend, they're available on YouTube. They are public. You can also sign up for my swing trade newsletter on the weekend. Just go to the Bear Bull Trader website. It's at I believe it's at the bottom of the education tab on the webpage. And we do not bombard you with marketing stuff, so you don't have to worry about signing up. You won't start receiving all sorts of other stuff from us. Just one email on the weekend.
We have about a little over 30 seconds till the open.
Hey,
Brian, someone in YouTube was asking, I don't know if anyone in BBT knows this, but can you actually move the rows in DOS without deleting them or adding new ones back in? I don't know if you even can, Luz. I think you might just have to add row, put it in there, and then just delete the other one. I don't think you actually can reorder them.
No, I don't think I'm not sure if he can or not either. I've tried to do it before. I haven't been able to figure it out.
Yeah. Alexander, Andrew is starting his next journey, so he won't be in live today, but Brian and I will be. Ding, 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 everybody.
We're trying to get to that 155 on Oracle. I hate the spread on Oracle.
Yeah, a little nasty. The order book's got some gaps in it, 50 cents to 25 cents, depending on where you are. So it's going to buck around a little bit. Might want to let it bang around for a few minutes and see if it tightens up.
PLTR just bounced to 35 there. Now it's pulling back. Just watching NVIDIA. I'm long NVIDIA here, 108. Let's just see if we can get some follow through on this.
Market's moving up a bit. Wow, they're going. That's quite a push.
Yeah, there we go. There's a push. All right. See if we get to 109 on NVIDIA. Yeah, take a little bit of profit here just to lock something in.
Nice. I'm still sitting pretty. I haven't gotten into a position yet. The market is in a really interesting range right now, so I'm a little hesitant to get long yet, but I might miss the boat just by being hesitant, which is fine.
Right. There's my 109 fill.
Boom. Moving, man. This thing is going.
Yeah, look at the Qs, and the Qs are taking off. Tesla's taking off. Sold a little bit, sold some more. NVIDIA 109.29. It's getting up at R4 here, so all right. That's the way we do it. Monsieur Aziz is trading NVIDIA as well, I see.
Yeah, very nice.
Andrew, you've got to come up with your own trades.
Oh, man.
I can abuse him now because he can't get online.
Hey, if that's not worth a like in YouTube, I don't know what is. Come on, people. That was a That was beautiful. Yeah, hopefully you guys got along with our Mr. Pesm there. I mean, he called that out pretty solid. Really nice break on Nvidia. So you gotta love that. Likes for Brian. Always likes for Brian.
Yeah, there you go. I am of course kidding. Quite often, Andrew and I will see the same thing, and or sometimes you're watching something else and you don't realize. This is the great thing about being part of our community, part of the Blair Bull Trading Room, because you get ideas and input from other members and moderators. So it's all part of being a community and sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, and sharing the wealth.
So
Right.
I
So it looks like
shorted NQ at 18,816 when it squeezed up into R4 there. So you got yourself some nice profit. Now I'm running the other direction.
yeah. I've got about a quarter position left now. I kind of felt I knew we were going to stall at that R4. I mentioned that, and now we're at the VWAP. See what we do here.
If I'd have ran
You
my
lose the
stop a little
VWAP,
tighter,
I'll
I
be
would have
out.
hit my target right there. Dang. That's okay. I thought this breakout looked a little disingenuous on the market, at least not yet. I mean, it was good volume when it pushed. We had moved too much in the pre-market. I just wasn't feeling it yet, but we'll see what happens now. It came back in. If it comes all the way back up through, I'll stop.
Okay, getting a bit of a bounce here off the VWAP. But like I said, I'll bail if we get back down close to break even on this last little bit here.
This is one of those fun things you'll see happen with Brian and I quite a bit, actually, which is kind of fun because we both are very, very good at trading our trading system. So often at the open, Brian can take advantage of that momentum pop that comes in, and it squeezes it right into an area where I like to short. So he makes money, and then he stops out.
Yeah.
And then I'm short, and then I make money. When I stop out, he'll probably get long. So good times.
And I'm out of Nvidia. Like it's just now it's dropping.
Come on.
So I'm all out.
Come on.
Of it.
So close. Yeah, there we go. Full target hit. 4R, right like
Good
that.
deal,
boom.
Ooh.
Right off of R4. Glorious.
Yeah, I took
glorious.
Nice. There you go.
Nice
like
little futures trade there. MNQ, micro, E-mini, S&P. I took, I loaded up with, that was 4 contracts there. So those 4 contracts, $200 risk, $800 profit in one trade. Boom.
Wow, AMD just went red. PLTR. I'm short Nvidia. This is now starting to erode. Picking up a few more bucks here on the short. It's going to cover some 150, 750. We've got some orders of 107 here. I think we're going to fill. Here we go.
Yeah, Nvidia's order book now is bringing on a lot of bid. It's coming down into the selling area now too.
Yeah.
Failed breakout attempt there. If it doesn't get something going here, how's Oracle doing? Oh, Oracle's almost to 157.
Yeah. Oracle had a bit of a rough start.
Oracle could be a really fun one. Not to the top side, though. Look at that volume. It's declining as it's pushing.
Yeah. It's rated at R3 right now.
Oracle got big volume at 935, and then it pushed. And as it pushed, its volume dropped as it went up towards 157. I think it's going to fail.
Okay, I'm just going to cover some more here. 107.40 on NVIDIA. Here we go. Come on down. The price is right. 107. Here we go.
I grabbed a short on Oracle off of 156.50, just under it, risking 1R. If this trade loses, I will be done trading for the day. So I always do one win, one loss, but I like this idea here.
Okay. Cover some more here at 107.10.
I should have traded NVIDIA short.
Yeah, this worked out pretty well. We're just
Good job, man.
Dip into this. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Look at that.
Yeah, as soon as we lost that, as soon as we lost the VWAP there, it kind of gave you a pretty good indication.
I mean, look at this rejection. For those looking in the chat room, look at how NVIDIA busted. Look how it went to R6. Look at the precision. R6 109.41. High of NVIDIA 109.40. I mean, come on now. That's within the spread. And then really nice volume, and then it made that new low. You could be short there. Boom. Crushing money right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens on Oracle. Ended up finding a buyer, and it came off the book. I don't like that, but whatever. We'll just leave it on.
Still holding a little bit here. We did get to 107. We did print 107, but I didn't get a fill there. So let's see if we can, I don't know. Actually, NVIDIA looks like it's trying to hold here. So don't have a lot of left, so I'm not worried too much about getting stopped out. All right, one long NVIDIA, one short NVIDIA. What do you know?
There it went into R3. All right, so the Oracle one. Well, I'm not out of it yet, but I'm about to be. That one.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the rest of my. I'm out of the rest of my short on NVIDIA. I think it's going to bounce back now. Kind of looks like Tesla's bouncing. Oracle's ripping still.
Yeah. They brought more orders in, and there's a large seller hit 158 that snuck in on the book on me, and I didn't see him. I wouldn't have shorted if I saw that order there.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to bang into that order then sell. So I should have waited a little bit. That's okay though. I made really good money on the NQ one, so I'll just call it a done off of that.
And we could see 160 on Oracle. The way this thing's going.
Yeah. They brought in a lot of orders up to 160. I mean, it looks pretty good, and the buying has been very aggressive as well. So I was a little premature on the short there for sure. I mean, it dropped right after I got in. It was a decent read, but they just weren't ready yet. It's still doing its thing. I'm going to watch it go to 160, and we'll see what happens up there. But right now, oh, yeah, R6 on the month. I should have seen that. 159.25. I didn't realize there was such a close level nearby. Hey, Hassan got NVIDIA. Got a few people got in there. Got some good stuff.
Good deal.
I should have shorted that thing earlier, but I got the market to do it. That's good though.
Yeah.
Every time we try and push on the ES, the buy volume is weak and truncated, and the selling volume is vigorous and moving. So it feels
Damn.
like right now we're in a selling range and we're getting hit by selling. It feels like we're distributing right now. So just be careful with
Yeah.
your long positions.
I'm just looking at Nvidia really bounced back up and then just rolled over under the. Finally, did go under 107. Damn.
There's the monthly level.
Oh, here comes 160 on Oracle.
Yeah. Here we go. Monthly level and 160. Retail is buying a little bit. We're getting some more retail orders above 160, but the institutional ladder is almost non-existent above 160. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really seem like there's very many large institutions that are even trying to sell higher than this. So
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine it's going to go much higher.
Chasing it up. There we go. There's 160
There
print.
it is. Boom. Look at that big buy. All right, there's 160.50 just brought an institutional order. And 162 just brought a really small one. That's probably proprietary. There's the institutional 160.50. I'm trying to see if they're going to build the book on this thing. A large buyer, as they broke through, has been coming in at 157.50. So I'm really interested to see. I don't feel like the volume exhausted there. Like when we went through that order, I don't feel like it was just some like crazy like volume spike.
Something's telling me to short this, but I don't like. Something else is telling me don't short strong stocks.
Yeah, you've been saying that to me. I feel like my whole life. I go anytime I watch one of these, and I start thinking, man, this thing's looking real good. And I short it anyway, though. That's because I'm an insolent child. Can you just rely on VPA, Mina? I think just relying on any one thing is difficult. And the reason why I say that is in the stock market, I like to think of it as an acronym, and that acronym is TOAST, which is the theory of all small things. When you're stock trading on a simple level, it's an ABCD pattern. It's a head and shoulders. It's a double top. It's a triple top. Sure, right? But it's kind of like looking at a snowflake from a distance. They all look the same. But as soon as you zoom in on it and get close, you realize every single trade you've ever taken, every single trade you ever will take, will be in some way different, right? The price is going to be different. Participants are different. Volume is going to be different. So you can't, it's hard to say you can use just one thing. All right. That being said, VPA is definitely the thing that I would make sure to focus on really above as many. Volume and price analysis is like the tale as old as time. It's the metric they've been using a million years. It's the reason why Brian wants to short Oracle right now is because it broke. And as it broke and it came into the next one, the volume dropped as it was trying to push up. So he can just kind of read that absorption and the way it's trying to push, but we're not getting more buyers. We already know the book's a little lean to the top side. So he's been kind of watching this area. So that's why he was kind of like, but yeah, VPA is a big deal, and it takes a little while to develop as well. Some great resources for it if you haven't caught them already. Obviously, I wrote a book, A Complete Day Trading System. It has a pretty lovely chapter on VPA in it. There's also, I highly recommend Anna Cooling. No affiliation to BBT, obviously, but a great book written by her. And an incredibly good book on VPA. A new version she just did, I think, actually has color photos in it too, which is pretty sweet.
See, look at that. I should have shorted Oracle. Yeah, check out Thor's book on Amazon. Complete day trading. What is it? What's the title again?
A Complete Day Trading System. A long-winded book. Or a long-winded title is the name of it.
Dang, 160. 160 was the target according to Jared, who was looking at the options. Wow, Teslas are right back at high of day, 223. Right back at that R6 level.
Oh, thanks, 000. I forgot about that. Fed Bar is speaking. It wasn't on the trading terminal calendar for some reason that Bar was speaking today, but it was on Financial Juice. Bar is going to be speaking at 10 o'clock. So that he normally brings some spicy to the market.
I find that most of the Fed heads speaking don't really move the market that much. I mean, sometimes Neil Kashkari, somewhat a little more influential.
But he is, which is wild because he's a non-voting member. But for some reason,
exactly.
Reason, his moves it.
But
and you're like, wait a minute.
But then you get, unless it's Powell, and then obviously everybody's going to be hanging on every word. But Tesla's got some big orders, 224, 225. I think it's going to probably go
kind of rolling a little bit again after trying to push and not doing a very good job of it yet again. And we're still firmly in the selling range on the market. If we start moving lower here, the market can move. The ES can easily sell off 40 points or 50 points without even breaking a sweat in this range.
I think your comment about how we might just be sort of chopping in a range here.
Mm-hmm.
Just might be choppy.
Oh, nice, J-Rad.
Nice. Yeah, nice short on that. Yeah, my initial short was a little bit higher than that, and unfortunately, the way it's been trading, it kind of got chopped out of it. But
we're kind of setting a value area here. I think we're just chopping for 10 o'clock. Maybe at 10 when Bar says something, we'll move around a little bit. Vlad, yeah, and I can do it. I can certainly walk you through it, or if you want, I can share with you my configuration, like my shared study, and you can just load my workspace or my study, whichever one works better for you.
Yeah, Q's and SPY just kind of hanging out right now. Tesla's, as I said, Tesla's creeping up here to 25.
Finding a buyer again on the ES. But nothing. Like they find the buyer and it pushes up and then just like anytime they start trying to buy, it just It just doesn't do anything. I think we're waiting. Volume feels low. I think we're waiting for the news. For those of you in that are in the BBT room, we can keep an eye on it together. I'll load up the ES order book here, and look how the ES is all morning since pre-market. It's had this large order at 55.10. So when the news comes out, don't be surprised if there's a wick that goes yoink up to 55.10 and then wicks away from it, and then and then we start selling, because there's just this big order that's been sitting here, like very obviously just kind of sitting here, and they rarely let those go. So, but we'll see. But it looks like we're just kind of sitting in low volume right now, just waiting. No, I'm still using DOS for executions. But I since TOS has Bookmap integrated with it, and I can get a good cam study with some scripting and stuff, I've started using TOS for my analytics, Mike. But I'm still executing through DOS, because that's where my IB account's linked through there.
What are we? What's 10 o'clock? I haven't got my.
It's just bar speaking, and I don't know if it's going to do anything or mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be. It's just we got nothing else going on. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, maybe. Maybe something happens.
IWM really went from green to red. Same with the Dow. Qs are the ones that are making it spicy today.
Yeah, I got my NQ drop. That was ever so beautiful. Here comes a buyer again on ES. Let's see what happens.
Here comes the buyers on Tesla too.
Bang, bang, bang. We have a big seller at 5,500 on the ES, which is basically like the SPY equivalent of like 548.50. So our I wouldn't see SPY could still pop a little bit and then sell. I bet when the news comes in, SPY pops and then sells, if there's any news. Right now we're 5 minutes out. Book structure still seems the same.
Here's 225 on Tesla. Just played that with a bit of an option trade. Used the September 225 calls, September 20th.
Been reading my book, very insightful. Thanks, Tardosh.
Yeah, so Oracle really topped out there at 160, just like we anticipated. What did Ken trade? Looks like Oracle. Yep, it's Oracle. Nice trade on that. Got a short right at 160. He did the trade for us. So one of our contributors in the room shorted Oracle. Nice. Iltenti, I guess that's your name. Hope I'm saying it right. Hope you enjoy it. Which book? My swing trade book, or I've got 3 books. One about options, how to trade options, how to swing trade, and profiting as an active trader. So Q's tried to break out again here, failed. SPY tried to break out, failed. So NVIDIA rolling over again. NVIDIA rolling over again. God, we're into a real chop fest here. Are you gonna trade now, Thor?
I am. I'm actually got back into Oracle at 160.
Okay,
So
nice.
I'm just gonna see if I can get back my 1 hour loss. But if it rallies off of it, we'll get it. We'll get back in. It just didn't look like it was gonna go. But otherwise, I'm waiting for the news to see if I'm gonna play with anything else today. I had that really nice trade on NQ, so I don't want to like bleed my profits away. So I'm not gonna do too much more trading here unless
No.
I hit a good winner. Nice, Kuldeep.
NVIDIA back down below the VWAP, under 107 again. Yeah, Oracle's bounced off the VWAP a couple times now.
Yeah, we're supposed to
I
have a
figure
Fed
it.
speaking today, but the book doesn't seem to care, Brian. Like the order book still seems pretty
No,
like
no. Like I
maybe a
said, I
little
don't.
lighter.
You know, when Powell speaks, I think people are listen, but you know, you get a lot of these other, and you know, in the old days, the Fed, you know, you didn't have a lot of Fed members speaking. You know, they're all on the speaking tour now. They're all out there talking and making money. Didn't used to be that way. I kind of feel like it was better before, but whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I think
watching.
it'll be interesting to see, like, because it used to be like the Fed really wasn't really that looked after. People were really more interested in what like certain like political personalities would say, and that would tend to steer things more so. Then when
Right.
our political authorities became less economically minded, they started looking for people who were more economically minded, and so that I guess de facto became the Fed. So that's our Elvis now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping I'd get a big dump on Oracle back to like 150 or something.
Yeah, it kind of dumped a bit there. Came down to the
I'm in a good
VWAP.
spot on it. My average cost is at 159 like 60, but I took a stop on it. So
I just joined you on that short. I kind of feel like it's going to roll here. It's really try it off that VWAP bounce again.
is Tesla overextended? Let's look while we're holding this position
Yeah,
here.
it's I don't know. It's you know, it's
Sheesh. It is
Tesla,
up there.
right?
It's all the way at floor 3 now. The issue with Tesla right now is it is institutionally bullish and retail bullish, and it is buying. So I wouldn't reverse it yet. It's actually a big order just came in at 223. So we're finally offering some liquidity, but we're still buying on this thing. You need a really big VPA signal for this one to reverse it.
Okay, because I don't have a large size here on, or a large great entry on Oracle. I'm going to cover some here at
Nice.
157.
My profit target is 155.80, right on the other side of 156.
There you go. I love these setups on. I love these setups on Bookmap too. You can kind of see where you know, you can read where the levels are, but you can also kind of read the price action. if you're looking at my screen here, you can kind of see how we were making a series of lower highs every pushback. We didn't violate the prior high, and we were just we bounced off the VWAP here, and this is just an indication to me that we're going to lose the VWAP. And then, of course, you've got all these orders right here, here, and here where we're expecting the price to go to.
Man, I actually got pretty close to my target there. Just sitting back pretty now, just waiting.
Yeah, your revenge trade on or is working trade out here. Nothing like a good revenge trade. There's a lot of orders building down around to 156 here.
Nothing like a good give me my money back trade.
Yeah, yeah.
HCAM was asking me, how do I differentiate between institutional and retail orders? Honestly, it's actually a little bit easier than you would think. So institutional orders are large, first off, generically, either in volume by price or just sheer volume by view. Like you can just see they're big orders on the book, and they're almost always at round numbers. So the institutions like to hit the quarter increments. So you'll see them at 0, 25, 50, 75, 0, all the way up the book. Big orders up the book, that's your institutional. All of the small little stuff in between, that's us. Right, so the retail ladder is like you can't see my book map, unfortunately, right now, but in the main room they can. Actually, I can ask. Can you? I don't have any trades on this. Can you?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Can we? Throw my book map real quick. I'll show these people for likes. Hook me up with some likes, and I'll show you what I talk about.
Once we get to 400, we'll show.
You got to like. If you give me some likes, then I'll throw my screen up and I'll show you how to differentiate between institutional orders and retail orders on the book, because there are 660 people watching right now, and I only have 357 likes, which means you did not like for Brian, and that is very that is very, very upsetting. 380. I only need 20 more, and then I can show book map. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to auction Andrew's apartment. There we go. Thank you, 400. I was actually going to auction off the stay at Andrew's apartment or condo. So sorry. And you can actually not drive his new car, but you can sit in it because it doesn't have an insurance. But okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean.
Still at the dealers.
So we're looking at Tesla here. And notice on Tesla, see how we have these large orders here? These are all at the even numbers going up the book to the top side. These are our large institutional orders that are being carried by our market makers as we're trying to move up and down through the book, right? So the good rule of thumb when you're reading the order book is basically with volume over time, price will move to size, right? So we're going to actually be looking, since we have lots of orders to the top side and we have lots of buying, right? We are advancing up the institutional book right now. So as we're moving up, all of this gray stuff in between, this is us. This is what we're doing, all these tiny orders. And this is how the institutions know how to find us. Because when you get in really close to the price, you can start to see all of these smaller positions that are being taken in and out. So you've got some larger positions, see, 224.50, 224.60, 224.40, right? Every 10 cents. So that's an institutional block right there. Right, and then you see the small orders in front, that's retail or proprietary. You see how there's no orders lower underneath. This is where we start to look for reversals to start happening, because we can see, well, if we hit into this order, we're lacking participation underneath that order, so we're likely going to squeeze. So just a quick little example there for you of how you can differentiate utilizing a tool like Bookmap. See what I mean? See how I said it looks like we're going to squeeze because of the lack of orders there underneath this large institutional block? And look at what happened on Tesla immediately afterwards. We started running up the soft side of the book towards this large order at 226. Look at that. See, I told you this thing looked really strong. So look at that. Bingo. So cool. All right. Thank y'all for the likes. That I really appreciate that, and I hope y'all enjoyed the educational content there. This is the kind of stuff you get every single day inside the BBT room.
Every morning.
We do mentoring every Thursday. Every hour is blocked with a different moderator talking about all the way up until 9 p.m. at night. We have moderators talking, and even tonight, I'm actually doing a presentation tonight. I'm utilizing a web service called Edgeful to show you how certain data metrics, statistics and such can help you with your trading. So if you guys haven't taken the plunge into BBT, I'm just saying there's some good details, some good deals out there to get you in. Come check it out and hang out with us.
Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Well, we're starting to get some buying here. Scared of breaking out. AMD is pushing, NVIDIA is pushing back up. Wow.
Yeah, we
Tesla
started
back
to
up
drop
that
on the
day.
market there. I thought we were going to start selling pretty hard, and then boom,
Yeah.
buyer squeeze. They're just not giving up,
Yeah.
man.
No, not today.
Nice, Ivo. Good work, buddy. Come on. Oracle's teasing me right now.
Yeah. I don't know if it's really. We'll see if it drops some more.
The order book's looking pretty good now. I think I'm going to be okay. We have 156.65 has a solid order. 155.50 has a solid order. Unfortunately, and my target's 155.80. So I'm right in front of that institutional block. So if it goes for that order, I'll get picked up in the process, which would be fantastic. Give me my money back. Ooh, right back to the 50 SMA on the ES there, and a rejection again.
Yeah, another rejection after an attempted breakout.
I don't know if we're going down right now, but it doesn't seem like we're going up. I mean, the ES has been trying to push up basically all morning and very unsuccessfully. At some point, we're just going to give that idea up. That was a big seller. ES just got hit by a really big seller. That means SPY's heading. Wow, that's some good volume. That's good volume on that sell too. So I use a lot of different software programs. So for analytics, I really like Thinkorswim. So I've got my Bookmap, which is my order book visualization software through there. See, what did I say? Look at that sell just hit, Brian. Woo! Look at the market.
Nice.
Dang. So is what I use, and then but for executions for equities, I'm using DOS and futures through my IB account, and then I also do some executions through Ninja as well. I didn't long the all-time high on Oracle. I shorted the all-time high on Oracle. I couldn't long Oracle at this price with your money.
Roll over, baby.
Roll over.
Roll over, Beethoven.
Let's go.
All right. Still holding some short with you here. I think I'm going to have to...
Yeah, you're cutting in a minute, right?
Yeah, I've got a bail here pretty soon, so
Cool.
Might just take the rest of this off.
Set a little range order. I mean, whatever. Just kidding.
Yeah, a little range order. Come on,
We're actually under the 50 now, so we're ever so slightly under the 50 SMA. If we sell from here, we'd be doing all right. I'm close. I only need one good drop on this thing, and I'll get filled. My target's 155.80.
push.
Just one good drop. I don't like that at all. See, look, now watch this. This is not awesome for me. Look at this order block that just came out. See all these orders that just tiered in on Oracle to the top side? This is a seller.
Wow. Huge drop on the Qs and the SPY here. The SPY just went red.
I'm short. I'm short ES.
Wow. IWM just is really taking a pounding now. All right, guys, I am going to have to shut it down. I got to go to the airport. So Thor,
travel safe, brother.
Another great day. All right.
Yeah, man. We always have some fun together.
Yeah. So everybody out there in YouTube land, hope you had a good morning as well. And we'll catch you in a day or two. I won't be able to trade tomorrow. I'm going to be on the road, but we'll be back on Thursday. So cheers, everybody. And we'll talk to y'all later. Thor, have a good one.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Okay, man.
Safe travels.
Thanks.
So a lot of you guys don't know that I actually I started calling Brian the prophet of profit because of his just insane ability to read the market. But y'all don't understand, like, this guy's been trading the market for a long time and basically is kind of like the actual catalyst, I think, behind BBT. A lot of you don't know if you haven't had a chance to come to one of our meetups and hear the story of how Andrew and Brian met, and how they, and how that meeting together came and spawned what is now BBT. It's pretty awesome. So I'm short in the ES because why not? We're just having one of those kind of days. So I have a target sitting down here at S3. So my stop was above here. I actually got in a while ago. And I'm just using an ATM strategy. So it just throws my orders out where they are. So on ES, I didn't think we were going to break out on ES. So I basically played a range expansion failure. So I've just got some orders down here to see if I can make a little bit more on this thing. I already got a nice drop on NQ earlier. So, and I'm still kind of hanging on to this Oracle to see if it dumps down to these orders and hits my target there. So, we're just hanging out. So anyone in YouTube or whatever, I think I'm on for like 15 more minutes. I'm all y'all's. Anything y'all want to talk about, questions, concerns, aspirations, anything, whatever you got. Elisa, of course, I have to show so much love, especially for Andrew and Brian. A lot of people, out there on YouTube don't know, I was an IT manager. My daughter was diagnosed nonverbal with autism. So I couldn't devote the schedule that was necessary to be in upper management in IT. So I was watching my daughter and driving Uber and looking for a new direction back in 2017. Right. So, and then I, actually ran across Andrew's book. And Andrew's book, became the catharsis for, what inevitably led to a very lucrative and positive trading career. So hard to not be respectful and show much love for those guys. Did you find you short more often? I have trouble seeing short opportunities. Rustic, if you talk to Jared here in the BBT room, what he will tell you is that I'm a range trader, right? So, and he has this really funny picture of it's like a stegosaurus pattern is what we call it, because it just shows that I trade better in ranges than when things are trending or breaking out. So I wouldn't say I short more often, but I counter trend a lot. So if we're selling off that day, I'll probably be buying at some point. If we're rallying I'll likely be selling. I play ranges, so it's kind of like, think about playing over and over and over again until it doesn't. I just kind of keep hitting me over and over and over again. So I will take losses, obviously, right? But those are generically less often. So yeah. Let's see. What book do I recommend for futures? I'm self-taught on futures. I'm sorry. I don't have a good resource for that. So I know there are some out there. I just don't have one I can recommend. I was trading equities and stuff long before I started trading futures. So it really just took like a very small amount of study, and the system that I use works with futures. So I didn't have to really redevelop the system at all. So it just kind of worked. What's the best way to eliminate big red days? Sometimes, new user. This is a crazy good question. Okay, so I will post. Hold on. This will take 2 seconds. Oh, I won't be able to post it into the YouTube chat. It'll be too much. So I actually have a very specific way that I manage my day and how many positions I can take at any specific time and the amount of loss I can take. And I do that so I can only lose 4 consecutive trades in a row from the open, or I have to stop trading. Right. So, and because I used to have some Hulk days, that's the reason I put that rule in. If you're having trouble with that, may I recommend contacting your broker and or your trading platform. You can actually set max losses in both of those environments generically. So if you find that when that you're giving up, really big days, you have really good day, and then in 1 day a month or 2 days a month, you're just blowing it out. You know what I mean? Then this might be a good tool for you, because you really just want to make sure you don't do any more damage. And especially if you're so consistent, it's just absolutely horrible to give up that consistency on 1 day. The thing you have to make sure to just focus on is make sure that lack of consistency is not being created by bag holding, right? Or over averaging or averaging down, right? Because what often happens on these large losses is because you're not taking the small losses, your positions do work out over time, but eventually all of that kind of culminates in one large loss that will end up, setting you back a bit. And the main issue with the setback actually has nothing to do with the money. It's the mentality, right? It's how you're going to feel after the loss and the kind of doubt that puts into the system. So by creating those kind of metrics, you can eliminate that doubt, which is very, very helpful. So biggest loss, my biggest loss ever, it was not in a singular day. It was just over time. I actually blew up my first trading account. Now it was a small account. It was a $10,000 account that I had funded through an offshore broker. But I did burn that account out. So that's the most I had ever lost singularly. The most I ever think I lost in a single trade is probably $200, which is how much my current risk is right now. So every time I take a trade, I risk exactly $200, or what I would qualify as 1R, or 1 times my risk metric. Right. So in this instance, though, I can tell you that I've never lost more than 1R on any single trade for at least 3 years, because I risk the same amount of money every single trade that I take, regardless of setup. Right. So I can tell you that over the past 2 to 3 years, I can tell you I've never lost more than 1R on one trade. So, and I've never lost more than 4R in a day.
Thor, you have a webinar tonight. Can you tell us more about that?
Tonight. Well, so webinar tonight is actually going to be very interesting, and it's going to be presenting on something that I haven't presented on before, which is, hold on. It's happening. Yeah. I just got filled on my Oracle trade. Nice. We made our money back plus 3R. So I lost an R on Oracle and then got 4R on Oracle on the win. So made my money on that plus then some. Yay, Oracle. All right, cool. So I'm going to be doing a presentation tonight actually on using a web service called Edgeful. Edgeful is is pretty awesome as far as a program that you can utilize statistics. So you can go in and look at like how often a certain ticker successfully does an ORB, those kind of things. So what we're going to be doing tonight, which is going to be kind of free form and fun, is I have 5 or 6 reports that I really like that I'm going to explain how they work and what they do. right? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to allow the room to steer which tickers we actually go through and talk about. So it's going to be a lot of fun, because the room is going to get to steer the presentation a little bit, and we're going to go through all kinds of crazy information, like how often stocks break the top and the bottom of their initial balance range or their opening ranges and all these kinds of stuff. It's going to be a really fun one. So, really good thing to come by and check out. I think you guys could, really enjoy it. Could be fun. So come on by 1 week for $1. Does that include the webinars?
I think so.
Ooh.
Might not be the right
If you have not tried your 1 week for $1, I'm not 100% sure that includes. Try community all day webinars, live trading, webinars, and much more. Okay, people. So with that being said, if I haven't intrigued you enough already, if listening to me talk has not annoyed you enough currently, then perhaps you want to hear me talk more. You could come by and hang out, and it'll be a good time. There was a question here that I do want to hit. Two more. Are the S1 and R1 available to the public? Are the levels the same on 5 minute, 1 hour? They're going to be the same on all the intraday stuff. Cat's amazing. So which they are. It's on the I don't use S1 and R1 as far as trading, but the levels will be the same. And then there was how long did it take for me to become consistently profitable? This is an interesting question, and I could probably rock out an hour on this easy, but I'll try to condense it. So basically, what happened is, first define consistently profitable, right? So how long did it take me so that I could make 50 to $100 a day? Not maybe a year and a half, and I was doing it full time though, really studying, got really blessed with getting into some good circles in BBT and stuff like that. So it was really, really cool. And then I probably got to the point to where I was making a few $100 a day to $400 a day, probably within about 2 to 3 years. And I got stuck there for a year and a half or so and really couldn't get out of that. It wasn't really until about the past 6 months to a year, actually, that I made some decisive changes in how I manage my positioning. I don't take partials. I only go for 4R targets, and I don't move to break even. Right. But that was a change that I instituted maybe about 6 months, based upon my own statistics, about 6 or 7 months ago. And I've seen probably a 30 to 40% increase in profit since doing that. It's been a very, very massive swing in my P&L in order to start doing that. Oracle, actually, a perfect example. I hit my 4-to-1 target literally within a couple pennies, and then the thing bounced, squeezed. I was short just under 160. My target was just above 150, or just at under 156. It hit my target, and now is almost completely back up to my entry. And what I found is I can hit 4-to-1 targets very consistently over and over again. And instead of partialing, I just hold for the full target. Oh my goodness. Bleh. And what that allows me to do is, take advantage of the move that I'm getting. What I would find is, normally if I'd hold for a bigger move, 8R, 12R move, I'd only end up with like 3 or 4R worth of target money out of it anyway. So why not just make the money out of the smaller move? Once I did that, things really started really going in the direction. So now I would say I'm definitely consistently making more of what I was looking for, but it did take me about a half a decade to run the whole process. And that was with a pretty consistent amount of effort being put into it, with access to a lot of resources and really cool people. So, but it's working really nicely though. So, it's definitely worth it. It was worth the effort. And, I will say, my batting average on it, I haven't loaded my trades in for today, although today I'm running a pretty good hit rate. But let me check my TradeZella. I'll actually tell you exactly what my my hit rate is right now. My current hit rate is 67%. So it was actually, so not too bad. 67%. My profit factor is actually, because it's all my trades I've ever taken, my profit factor is sitting a little under 4 still. It's at like 3.8. But my goal is to have a profit factor of just over 4 with that hit rate.
Thor, I just have to make a slight correction. The $1 does not include the webinar room. That's only accessible to
take your
elite
likes
membership.
back. Take
Sorry
them all
about
back.
that, guys.
You will get to sit in Andrew's Lambo. We're not making that up. Now that is a bummer.
I think you get access to old webinars.
You get the old webinars, but not the new ones. So, all right, here we go.
But you know,
you get the old webinars. So
don't take my word on that. We'll have to figure that out.
If it's an old webinar, then all you gotta do is wait for like tomorrow, because we like post them. I'll record it and then I'll post it, and then it'll be up in the old webinars like in like 1 or 2 days. So which just kind of seems like, you know, I personally would like to hear me talk in person, but my voice is just as sweet recorded. So if that's, you know, for the rest of y'all in there, just, you know, that's sad. I was looking forward to seeing like a whole bunch of extra people come in and hang out, but we'll keep you posted. I mean, maybe. Not how it works at Thorpe. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's funny. The hit rate's in one of the little, it has like a little like a module, Hannah, in there. Samir in the BBT room, you were asking as a beginner, if the moving averages are aligned at a certain price point, especially on a higher time frame, does that mean the price will move towards these averages? So Sam, it's really hard to say the price will move towards or away from an average, but averages will often gravitate to the price. And that's an important distinction to make. You know, we don't go to moving averages. Moving averages come to us, right? So even when we bounce off of a moving average, you have to kind of keep that in mind, right? That the average is constantly being adjusted by the price. So, but many algorithms that are driving the market utilize some version of a moving average. The ones that I would particularly focus on are the ones with high correlation. One concept often enjoyed is the concept of what is known as MACD, or moving average convergence and divergence, right? So this is basically where you're looking at multiple moving averages, and as they kind of start to compress within each other, you'll know that there's going to be a high algorithmic response to that particular level, right? Why? Because there will be, you know, if there's one's tuned to the 20, one's tuned to the 50, one's tuned to the 100, and you've got a cross of the 3 of those going at the same spot, kind of a pretty obvious spot to be looking for something to happen. You know what I mean? But the average itself is just a lagging indicator based upon price movement. So I wouldn't look at it as something to move towards. But if we're extended from them, and this isn't a moving average, but this is like a moment for like VWAP to step in or something like that, as you move away from some of these averages, you do have to understand that if you're far away from the average, you are more likely to gravitate back towards its price, because that just means you're overextended. Alex said, I can't seem to get the $1 a week email. There's a link that was posted by Team Bearable Traders that I believe is pinned. But you're saying when you clicked the link and did that, it didn't send you the email, Alex, in YouTube? if that is the case, you may want to. Oh, you didn't get it. Okay, cool. Let Alex Wagner, you may let me. I'll go ahead and send a message over to support on our side. You may just want to throw a quick email to support at Bear Bull Traders, and they'll get it sorted out for you. Also, of course, check your spam. I know you probably did. I just I have to do the tech jargon with you or whatever, but check your spam. It probably came in Bear Bull Traders. You probably blocked us before because we spam you already. So now your email just kind of came in and got blocked. No, I'm just kidding. Just kind of check that out and see if that's in there. But if not, yeah, reach out to support because we definitely don't want to miss out on the opportunity to impress upon you why we're such a fun place to hang out. What kind of IT manager? I worked for a call center. I was Alex. I actually worked for a call center in my last job before I went out. It was so it was it was like a 100 to 200 person collections center actually, and I ran the voice over IP and the server, everything. I mean, I was a jack of all trades guy, so everything from server infrastructure through VoIP, all of the licensing, hybrid projects. I did it all. So I actually had a small business for maybe about 2 or 3 years where I just rebuilt small business systems for a thing and had a small crew. It was a lot of work though. So when the daughter came down with her issues, we kind of had to do that. But so, all right, everybody out there in YouTube land, it's 10:35. I think we normally hang till about 10:30. So I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening or an afternoon. This evening, I wanted to remind everybody that I got that webinar going on. So if you want to come by and check it out live, come and see us. If you want to see it a little later, sign up tomorrow and get it on the $1 deal maybe. But I really appreciate everybody. Thank you for spending your time with us and all those beautiful likes. We appreciate you. And we'll see everybody on tomorrow. I hope you all have a great day. Much love as always.